Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Danfonce Talks Metal. I have Chris Wiseman from the bands Shadow of Intent and Currents. Chris, how are you, man? How's everything going?
Well, how are
Awesome.
you?
I am good. I'm going to turn on all your music videos in the background because it looks cool, which I forgot to do. There we go. Look at that. Sweet. What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? I know there are tons of Shadow of Intent and Currents fans in the chat. True Shots here. Your new single's great, by the way. Weird flex, but okay. Hey, now. So anyway, Chris, how's everything been? You know, got a lot of downtime the last year, so I'm sure you've been writing, recording. I know you got into streaming as well, which was cool to see. But yeah, so what have you been up to mostly?
Yeah, everything's been pretty great,
Yeah,
unexpectedly,
that's
but
good.
yeah, just production work pretty much fills up most of my weeks, and then the little cracks been doing, some writing, some what else? Practicing some
Practicing a lot. Yeah,
exercising,
that's good
going,
too.
going to the gym again because on tour. I start bloating up a little bit. So I've actually had
That'll
almost
happen,
a
right?
solid year almost in a few months since the gym's opened.
Oh, that's good.
So I'll catch up on where I was at. I'm,
Yes,
I'm actually probably in better shape than ever
that's
in
good.
some respects.
Hell
And
yeah.
yeah, other than that, yeah, production, writing, practice, all the
Yeah.
above.
And then you got into like streaming on Twitch too,
All right.
a little bit.
So my Kabuto said, "Can I come up?" Is
Oh
it
I
my end?
think the volume. I can do it up on my
You do
end.
that?
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
great.
yeah. Hold on one sec. Desktop.
Check, check. Hey, hey.
All right, there we go. That should be good.
Hello.
Is that
How
good,
do I
guys?
sound, guys? Mike, how do I sound?
Caputo, tell us.
Tell us like it
Reign
is.
Supreme said nailed it. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's a little
That's
better.
a little bit.
Nothing's
um,
ever good enough for you, Caputo. I'm kidding. You
geez.
sweetheart. Uh, as everyone knows, if you have any questions that come to mind during this entire stream, you can ask them in the chat. Obviously, be respectful. Don't get out of line. You never do. But yeah, so how was it streaming? I mean, are you going to come back to Twitch, you think? You
I
gonna do
have
some?
no plans as of yet.
Yeah.
But I think about like what I can do to make it special. But it
Yeah,
definitely
I hear you.
it's hard to delegate your time to certain things and like see a lot of the things I do just have such immediate payoffs, and Twitch is just such like a long haul to like
It can
get
be.
somewhere with it.
Yeah, because
And
it's
so part of it is my own impatience with it. But I mean, there's something to be said. Like if I'm just want to catch up with people, it makes sense to do it. If I just want to share what I'm doing, it makes sense to do it. But as
yeah,
far as like blocking off time to do it, um, versus other things I could be doing, it doesn't currently make a whole lot of sense.
I get it.
Um,
It's definitely a grind.
and so I'll leave his name out of it, but this a friend from like a pretty big band has been doing Twitch, and he is doing like making a lot of money from Twitch. And I looked at like his Twitch stats, and they were like similar or lower to what I was doing, but he just has it set up where people tip a lot. And I guess
Mm,
I'm not super into me personally like making a living from tips.
yeah,
I like to if you I not that it's wrong for anyone to do it, just for me it just doesn't quite align with like my mental system of how to do things.
I totally get it, and I agree. I've had like people like that are involved with Twitch or stream on Twitch as well, like tell me like, yo, you should do like a donation thing where like, if bands want you to play their song on stream and critique it, this and that, make them, submit a song for like $3, $5. I'm like, I can't do that. Like if someone wants to tip me, thank you. Like it means a lot. Like you don't have to, but I don't think I can really do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't.
Yeah.
Like I do like a music stream like every Saturday mostly, and I post everywhere like, yo, if you're in a band, you want me to check out your band, this and that, stop by, post a link in the chat and we'll jam the song. And I'll give you if you want my honest opinion or something, or like any insight, anything like that, I'm totally cool with doing it. Like you don't gotta sub, you don't gotta tip me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, it doesn't matter that much to me. Like if you want to sub to the channel, that's great. I do appreciate it a lot. I mean, mostly any money I make off the channel it literally goes back into paying my friend Sean to make all these cool graphics and the layout and stuff like that. And also even subbing to my friends' channels and stuff like that. I just give it back mostly. So when I really look at it all at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm not even profiting, which is perfectly fine with me. But yeah, it's just like any money I do make literally just goes back into it because I like to keep things fresh. I like to have like new layouts, like for the podcast that you see here, like I have different backgrounds, I have different things. Even for other streams that I do, I'm always trying to keep things fresh looking. So, and I'm not good with Photoshop at all. I don't know how to use it, So my friend Sean comes in handy.
Yeah. I got this free or cheap app called Photoscape X, and I briefly learned a little bit how to use it, but it's like, how do I get Photoshop without paying a subscription? And this was like YouTube's result. And I used it for like a day or two. I'm like, yeah, I could do this. And I haven't touched it since, but maybe, I do want to be able to post Spotify or YouTube, whatever graphics for the bands.
Yeah, exactly.
Make little things. So
it's easy to use too.
I think I could figure it out if I spend a little time with it, which
goes
a long way because it's just nice content. You don't have to bother a graphic designer and say, hey, I'll give you $50 to tell people this song got 1 million plays. Maybe I don't want to pay 50.
Yeah, I know what you mean though. It's like, can I just put that text on my album cover? And post that?
I'd rather just know how to do it. And yeah,
exactly.
It's a good skill to have.
No, that is good. I'm gonna have to download that actually.
Yeah, and Andy Marsh actually has Photoshop because he is a machine, and he's like, I learned how to use it this year.
Really?
It's like, are you like a long-time graphic designer? He's like, nah, I just learned it.
Literally just learned it. I should.
Yeah, he can learn anything.
Yeah, dude, Andy Marsh is he's a machine.
Yeah, more machine than man.
So anyway, let's go back in time a little bit here. So who got you into playing guitar growing up? How'd you get into it all?
It was Guitar Hero 3.
Guitar Hero 3? Hell yeah.
My older brother showed me Guitar Hero 3, and everyone was like, oh, you should check out this game. And I didn't listen to rock or metal, anything like that. I liked the Beatles. And
okay. So is that what you kind of got into early on? More classic rock?
Oh, not really. Like the Beatles was we just had a few CDs lying around, so I would just listen to the same 3 Beatles CDs, or just listen to nothing, or just the radio. Yeah,
kind of whatever was on.
Yeah, but I didn't know bands or rock culture or anything like that.
Yeah,
just what people at school listen to the radio. What would be on? This was in middle school when I started even listening to the radio. Usher was on.
Hell yeah.
Linkin Park had a few singles on, which were cool. That was stand out for me. Kryptonite by 3 Doors Down was out. Just
dude, yes. I used to love 3 Doors Down.
Songs. Yeah. But I didn't really know anything about music. Except, I was playing piano and cello, so I kind of knew classical.
Oh, really?
Stuff. Yeah.
In middle school?
Yeah, I started cello in middle school, started piano early elementary school. But Guitar Hero made me actually passionate and interested in music.
Wow. And that's when and then you were starting to hear those songs.
Yeah. I was
right.
like, I gotta play guitar.
I gotta play
It's
guitar.
so much cooler than cello. Cello is so uncool in comparison.
So
no offense to other cello players.
Yeah. So guitar really caught you.
Absolutely.
Right.
My friend had the Line 6 Spider 3.
Oh yeah, I had a Spider too.
I was like, I need this. This is the sound I've been looking for. And then after 2 years, I'm like, oh, I guess it doesn't sound that good. I'll get something else. But it lasted me a while.
Honestly, the Line 6 did. I had a Spider 2 head, and it lasted me a
Spider
while.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's, I don't even know where mine is, to be honest. But it started like the speaker would like blow out at certain volumes or something. Something's wrong with it. I haven't played through an amp since 2012, I want to say. It's been almost 10 years. Well,
it's just like
I kind of have, like, if I'm at Guitar Center, they have amps lying around, sure.
Yeah, I get that.
Friend's house, they have an amp. But like for my own personal use, if I'm in my studio, I'm using the computer DI. If I'm at a show, I'm using XFX. Like I don't.
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Did you ever run into issues with that at shows? Sometimes.
Back when I used power amps, I would run into issues, but ever since I just went direct into the PA, it's been the greatest.
Easiest thing in the world.
Yeah. Like I've had power amps blow out or not get loud enough. Or amps were just heavy too. Like amps and cabs together.
It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Literally.
Why would I carry that when I can just
plug in?
Roll
this yeah. Exactly.
That's great.
Did you have Josh had a good question. Do you have a favorite Guitar Hero 3 song? Was there like one song that you always loved to play?
I mean, one by Metallica. I probably would be that. But there's obviously so many great ones. There's Cliffs of Dover. There's Knights of Sidonia. There was
that was a good one.
Stricken, Disturbed, Raining Bloodslayer, it had all the songs.
It really did have everything. That's right. So what were like some of your earlier influences, would you say, when getting into guitar? Was it just everything you were hearing on Guitar Hero?
Yeah, Guitar Hero. 100% Guitar Hero. Metallica and Slipknot took the forefront, though, easily.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Metallica, Slipknot, Switch Engage.
All of them. And that's when you started like
a little bit. Is that someone showed me that they weren't on Guitar Hero 3 and Machine Head.
Machine Head, dude. Fuck yeah. Is that when you like started like getting their CDs? Were you?
Yeah, I got onto CDs pretty soon after that. I got for Christmas Master Puppets, Ride the Lightning. Before that, at the library, they had the Black Album and Death Magnetic. Magnetic came out. So Death Magnetic to me is like one of my all-time favorite Metallica albums and metal albums, just because it's one of the first ones I heard.
That's right.
A lot of people don't like it that much, but to me, it's a staple. It's like a metal staple.
It's a great fucking album.
Yeah, big fan of Death Magnetic. If you haven't heard Metallica's Death Magnetic, anybody in chat,
you should go listen to it.
Metallica was like the main.
Was the main one.
Yeah.
The top.
Yeah, easily the top for a long time.
So I'm sure you started downloading tabs and shit like that. Did you print out tabs at all back then?
Yeah,
I did.
I printed out the hyphenated ones.
Ah, okay.
The Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Number hyphen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like have like the Pro.
Yeah, not the Pro.
Guitar
yeah.
Pro. I didn't get Guitar Pro for a long time.
Yeah.
Now that I have Guitar Pro, I love it. It's fantastic. But before that,
it was just, dude, I used to go to like MX Tabs. I think it was MX Tabs.
Everything I got was a ultimateguitar.com, pretty much.
Yeah, Ultimate Guitar too. I would just like print out like, because I started playing guitar when I was, how old was I? How old were we in ninth grade? 13? Right? I always forget.
I turned 15.
Was it 15? Yeah. Yeah. Right? I can't 14, fucking remember.
I was 14 for a few months of ninth grade.
Yes.
15 for months.
Yeah, that's like when I started playing guitar. So I just used to print out so many
Mhm.
fucking tabs,
Yeah, yeah,
learn
yeah.
everything.
Ninth grade for me as well.
I should
Pretty
have.
much starting ninth grade.
Yeah, that's rad. So were you in any bands before, like your current bands, Currents and Shadow of Intent?
I was in loads, yeah.
Loads. What
None
was?
that anyone would have heard of, unless the only one that got like any, when I say significant, I mean like in the hundreds of thousands of plays, was
Yeah.
called The Words We Use.
The words we use. I feel like
Yeah, and it was,
let me pull
the
that up.
music was, so the band existed long before me. They had an EP out before
Oh,
me.
this looks familiar.
It was the EP was produced by Chango, so you could compare it to Memphis Mayfire and Sleeping with Sirens, that type
Mm-hmm.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
And then one of
and
the
then
songs had Kellen Quinn on it.
yep,
Okay,
and
so
so
this is the right band.
that was without me.
I
Um,
gotcha.
and then I came in for that second EP and made
Oh,
that one. Um,
damn! That logo looks very familiar. Was the band based in Connecticut?
yep.
It was. Okay.
Do you know Strangers to Wolves?
Strangers to Wolves. That
Yeah,
sounds
maybe
so
not. They did.
familiar.
They did like a tour. Like I literally only played one
Oh,
show
I
with the
do
band
remember this band. Yeah, I'm
after
looking at the
being there
art.
for a year. They did a tour together. But yeah, I didn't
Oh,
really. We basically we just met up every Sunday, played
yeah.
like a few songs, ate, and like discussed what guest vocalist we were gonna get for, or what guest vocalist is gonna make us blow up the most. Uh, and eventually we got Mikey Sawyer.
Wait, was he the vocalist? Oh,
No.
for guest vocalist, guest
Yeah,
vocalist. My
yeah.
bad, my bad.
No,
That's right. And
the
Love is
vocalist
War.
on the EP I did, there were two. There's a screamer named Andrew Evans, and the
Oh,
singer is named Miami Dolphin. And Miami Dolphin
wait, what?
now works for
That,
Joey Sturgis Tones,
wait,
the
that's his
plugin
name?
company. Yes, that is on his birth certificate.
Wow.
Yeah, no one believes it, but it's true.
Miami Dolphin?
Yep,
Dude, what?
yep, yeah. So Miami's still active in the music scene. He's just doing the audio thing.
That
With
is
Joey
such a
Sturgis.
rad name.
And he was with Ale at URM for a while as well.
Damn.
And he interned for this pop punk guy named Andy Black. I want to say Andy did Stage Champs Records or
Oh,
something.
okay. No
But
shit.
yeah, Miami's still involved in music. It's awesome.
That's rad.
Hooks me up with the Joey Sturgis stuff.
The packs.
And yeah, but that basically, I joined that band within 2 weeks of joining Currents. I think
Oh.
I had joined both bands around the same time, but
Okay.
I didn't actually tell either of them that I joined either for like the first month or two because I was afraid they wouldn't want me in their band if they knew I was in another band.
Yeah.
And a few weeks before that, I had started Shadow Intent with Ben, and by started I mean we recorded
Really?
our EP. But
Wow.
Ben and I had been playing Shadow Intent for a long time. We met in 2012. Yeah,
Wow.
about 9 years, almost to the day, is when
Oh,
Ben and
shit.
I met.
That's rad. I didn't know like you started the Shadow of Intent project right around when you joined Currents.
Yeah, it
And
was like
that's
the
crazy.
December, and then I met up with Currents the January. So it was literally all three bands like happened pretty simultaneously.
That's fucking rad.
But before that, I had bands called Fallen to the Undead, Look to Orion, Senseless, Drifter. Played one show with Drifter.
Yep.
Bands like I started were like Look to Orion, Fallen to the Undead, and Senseless. And then there were a lot of like, there were two bands that never really became bands. They were kind of like
just like kind of
initial studio projects I associated myself with. One was called Dark Matter, and one was called Obsession.
okay.
And they both had guitarists that were writing music, and I was just gonna like contribute to writing and play live and stuff.
Okay.
But the vocalist of both bands was this guy named Brian Willie.
Yeah.
And I like wanted to collaborate with him still after both bands didn't work out. And eventually Current's vocalist mutually parted ways. So I was like, "Hey, Brian, got this band. You wanna be vocals?" So
You want to be a vocalist?
yeah, so to this day, Brian Willie has been vocalist of Currents since then. It's been great.
That's sick. So you came. How long was Currents a band for?
So
When you?
Currents had an old name called We Came with Plague that formed 2009.
Okay.
Changed their name to Currents 2011, and then I joined at the top of 2014.
Gotcha.
So like the drummer and lead guitarist had like founded what was basically Currents in 2009.
In
And
2009.
then 5 years later, I replaced the lead guitarist,
Mhm.
and it was mostly the same people. Not really. They had a lot of turnover, honestly.
Did that?
But
Yeah. I
I've been in
remember
the
hearing
band
that.
longest now.
Oh, out of like everyone?
Yeah,
Oh
so
shit.
there hasn't been an original guy for a long time.
That's crazy.
Uh,
But I
so I
mean,
like to call myself the most original,
the
but
most original.
I'm not original.
Yeah. I feel like that. It just happens with bands. Not, it's just how it is. It's hard. I mean, I've talked about this before, but it's like it's hard to keep like the same people in a band the entire time.
Yes, it is
It's
a
a
challenge, but
yeah.
like some bands pull it off. Miss May I
Yeah,
is for example.
that's
Same, they
true.
had like
We
a
came
different
as Romans
like yeah.
for
They
the most part,
they
right?
had a long time drummer that they just switched out a few years ago,
Okay, yeah.
but they're mostly the same.
Yeah.
Or Avenged Sevenfold was almost
Almost, right?
if it wasn't for the riff, but I
Hmm.
think everyone else. But yeah, it happens and it's cool when it happens. And I at least like that Shallow Intent, like me and Ben founded it, and me and Ben are still doing it.
Yeah, I
Which,
know. Well,
which
Shadow of Intent was just started as like a kind of like a side project thing, right?
yeah, Bear.
Mostly.
It was like, hey, you're sick at vocals. I have a few demos. Let's just release it because it would be sick. That's it.
Really, yeah.
Like giving it a name, giving it artwork. We just like, all right, we'll do that. We'll do that. And
Yeah.
then it came out kind of shit. Some people have heard the EP.
Yeah, I don't
Shit.
think is that's not on streaming. It's not like up anywhere
It
besides.
is. It's
Oh, it
up
is.
everywhere.
I think I listened to it once and I just have
Yeah.
not gone back to it.
No, there's no need to. But we were just so unhappy with how it came out, and we're like, that could have been so sick. We can do it better.
Yeah.
So we like wrote 5 more songs and re-recorded those 5
that's
songs. And we're like, all right, we have our first album now. Recorded at my place, sent it out for mixing.
Yep.
And all in all, our initial investment into the project was around $2,000. Like all the artwork, all the initial merch, all the mixing,
Yeah.
stuff like that was around $2,000. And since then, we have not invested another penny that hasn't
Like
been just made by
the band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I think was Matt your original drummer?
Yeah,
Was
so
Matthew original?
the plan was not originally to have a drummer at all.
Mm.
But we like knew Matt and we're like, if we ever, wanted to play live, we'd like you to play drums.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe. It's like he was kind of out of our league at the time. Like
Yeah.
he's among the greatest drummers in Connecticut, in my opinion. Like
Oh, dude, he is.
he
He's a sick
has
drummer.
always stood out above everyone to me. He's so precise and accurate and great at what he does. But he eventually called me up when I was recording Current's first album in Florida, and it's like, hey, I actually want to drum for you guys. We had just released our first album, and we like had him hang out with him still and be like, hey, do you want to look over our first album? And since I'm not really a drummer, do you want to like tell me what you think of my drums?
Yeah.
And he kind of just like made them more extreme. He like
that's
added
cool.
crazy kicks that no one could ever play live. And he had some cool ideas, and so he wasn't like necessarily our drummer at the time, but he was like contributing ideas to that first record. And then Yeah, we became a 3-piece in 2000. I think we had just released the first single from Reclaimer called "The Gathering of All" around
Yeah.
when he like called me. So he had like recognized that there was some kind of traction and growth,
Mm-hmm.
and that it might be worth his time. He had a band at the time called Dealey Plaza,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and to
That
me
was
that
his
was
band.
cool. To us who have like 1,000 Facebook likes, it's like they have like 20,000. They're going
Yeah.
on tour with bands like Enterprise Earth
Yeah,
and
they were
Adalia.
doing.
And I was like, oh shit, he's doing big boy shit. He doesn't have time for us. But yeah, eventually it worked out where he wanted to collaborate.
Yeah, I remember him hitting me up, showing me the band.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
the one that showed me the band.
Yeah, he was seemed pretty excited about it. But
Yeah. I was
literally like a few months after,
mm-hmm.
like very briefly, like he got the offer to play with Oceano.
That's
Yeah.
right. I
And
remember.
I literally told him, I was like, I don't know if this is ever gonna be a real band. I have another band that I care about. This is fucking the most niche, obscure genre of symphonic death, whatever.
Yeah.
I doubt this is ever gonna be worth playing live. You should just go for Oceano, and because they're actually established and they're not gonna waste your time. I literally don't know where this is going. It's just as there's some demand for it, I'll keep putting stuff into it.
Yeah, for sure.
But at any moment, I was like, this is such like a niche thing. This isn't really gonna take off like Currents would. So he joined up with Oceano.
Yep.
He like agreed with them that he's gonna prioritize them, rightfully so. Like if they're gonna take a chance on a new guy, like
yeah, and they've been around for a while too.
Yeah, they're trying to preserve their name. So
exactly.
With our first tour with him, we had to get a fill-in because the tour was with Oceano, and Oceano didn't want him playing double sets.
I remember that. Yeah.
So it's like, all right,
that would have been kind of rough. That would have been pretty rough for him.
Yeah, yeah. I was like mad at first, but I was like, yeah, he's probably right.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, who could play our stuff that's in the area? And keep hearing this name, Anthony Barone. I'm like, who is this guy? Play our stuff. We call him up, and he was down to clown.
Where's Anthony from? Is he Connecticut? No,
he's Long Island.
Long Island, that's it.
Real close.
Yeah, very convenient.
So super lucky that he was around to do Shadow Intense first tour. But that's like way further down the line. I'm skipping everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you literally you guys, like, you and Ben really weren't thinking this was gonna like.
Oh, Ben had complete faith in it.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say, I'm like, I think Ben.
Dude, let's play shows like yesterday. what are you doing? I'm like, oh man.
I remember telling Matt that. I'm like, dude, are they gonna? I remember like following him, like, Matt, you talk to them? Like, they have to. I'm like, this is so good. I'm like,
no, my head's out like, oh man, I have to make tabs for people. I have to make backtracks. I have to like have band practices. I have to like set aside time to make this all happen. And at like the time, I'm like, I think I'm still in college for a lot of it. Yeah. Like I was sophomore in college when we did our EP. And I was trying to like get like a cover / wedding band going. Then didn't end up going anywhere. But the drummer, my friend Jacob, were just like, yeah, man, wedding bands make bank. We could just play weddings and play sets. And my head's just at music is like my favorite thing in the world. I'm trying to have a career in music. This seems like a cool, like I get to play music with my friends. So my head's in that space. Like I'm just trying to make this work. Yep. This niche death genre. It's kind of like a waste of time. Yeah. I guess that was where my head was at.
Yeah, that's like what you at the time you were.
I was completely wrong and going against what everyone else was saying. But also like I have Currents. Currents needs my attention. I need to I'm gonna put my energies in an area. Currents is already, getting better and better opportunities every year. So just But
Yeah, that's where your like main focus was.
yeah.
Right.
Um,
I get that too.
but yeah, my head was in those places, but eventually my walls were torn down by just one, just Ben constantly asking, but two, like the undeniable support that we could actually like sell out a venue if we did play live.
Yeah. Which I mean you did at Webster
Yep.
and Hartford.
Yeah. So at that point, just
It was just
I would be the way I'd put it is I'm stupid not to do this.
yeah.
I never thought I should do this, but there's just like undeniable proof that if I don't do it, I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, again, going back to Matt, I remember him being like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, maybe. And I'm like, yo, you need to make it happen. You guys, like, this will take off in the metal world. Like, it will do it. And, I remember when you guys announced your first show, I was like, and then it sold out. And then I was like, yep, there it is. I remember like Justin Leach, I've been friends with him for a good while and work with him a lot. And I remember when he booked it, he was just like, yo, doing Shadow Intense first show. I'm like, oh, that's going to fucking sell out, isn't it? He's like, yes. And then it did. And he's like, holy shit. Yeah, it really did. But yeah, no, it's really rad to see, like, it's crazy though, like, especially in your position where you were just, your mindset was like, this ain't going to do anything. I'm not going to. I'm just, this is a side project with my friend,
Yeah.
This is just what it is. This is what we're going to do, to, being like, okay, let's see what happens. Give it a shot. Play that first show. I mean, how was that first show? Was it kind of like surreal to you?
Surreal. Yeah, absolutely. Because Currents eventually would sell out Webster
Yeah.
as well, but they hadn't at that point.
Mhm.
So it was like a weird mental thing of like, I've spent so much time with Currents. How come Currents didn't sell out and this did when it hasn't been played? Doesn't really make sense. And it's like a little frustrating, but I'm just like, it just needs a little more time. And
Some bands do.
yeah, and
Exactly.
I always had faith that Currents would eventually like get more attention. It just needed a little patience. And
Yes.
The offers we have gotten in the past few weeks have definitely confirmed that for me.
Oh yeah.
But again, fast forwarding way too far ahead. But yes, it was absolutely surreal. And we got you know Kevin Zito, right?
Kevin, what is it again?
Zito, Zito.
I feel like I do.
So this random, not random, but like kid I had no idea who he was, messaged the Show and 10 page and he's like, hey, do you guys want lights for your first show?
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, I can, like, I have a bunch of light rigs and like steam machines and stuff. And he's like, gonna do this all for free. I'm like, Ben, you know this guy? And he's like, yeah, actually, he did a show. He's really good. I'm like, all right. So we had like legit light rigs and like fog machines for our first show. And
damn, that's sick.
We had like scheduled 2 more shows for New York City and Cincinnati. And we're like, Kevin, you want to come with us? And he's like, hell yeah. And did that. And Kevin went on to get hired by Wage War and Enterprise Earth and Lorna Shore. And we decided to do their lights. We helped put him on the map, and now he's like a light programmer.
That's just crazy
stuff. But yeah, he like helped just make us look. The show I feel like was a lot better because we had production. It was like,
oh, I love production. I love that shit, dude.
We want to like be the band we think we are right out of the gate, because that was like another reason I was so hesitant is I don't want to like put all the work into like practice and get these songs tight. If we're just gonna like play 1 or 2 shows, like a few people, it's like I have other things I could be doing. But
for sure,
if it's like selling out shows with like production, it's like, all right, and it absolutely paid off. I'm so glad we did that.
Yeah, because I
And
remember like people like flying in for that show, the first
yeah,
show.
we had
People posting about it from other
uh,
states.
Neil's from Germany, some Canadian people. Just
Wow,
yeah, to his
that's crazy.
Niels is a very successful conversion optimization businessman. Though he could
Oh,
afford to do anything he wants.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
like he saved for a year to be able to afford to come over.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, that's crazy. That's still
Yeah,
awesome, you know?
yeah, he's awesome.
That's so sick.
Yeah, but very humbling and like undeniable that we're doing something good and cool for music.
Yeah, no, you guys really are. I mean, it really, I feel like you got like Shadow of Intent specifically really helped out the, I guess you could call it the deathcore community. I mean, I don't really consider you guys really deathcore, but I mean, you have some elements of it, but like it really like, because now you got like, a band like Brand of Sacrifice, who's really, they're adding different things in their music that makes it really stand out more and,
Hmm.
and really sound fresh and new, even
Yeah.
though it's not like too new, but like, you know what I'm saying? And then you got, Signs of the Swarm, and there's so many good bands that are coming up right now with you guys
Hmm.
that it's like it's I feel like you guys specifically are like inspiring other bands like metal bands to like push it and be better. I mean, because when I listen, I jammed the latest album today because I haven't in like a few months, and it's fucking incredible, honestly, man.
I appreciate it. I mean, we definitely tried to be very imaginative and
Yeah.
just continually like not be trapped in a niche, because the first album was just like literally As Blood Runs Black and
Hmm.
Born Osiris, like all the stuff I
Just
listened
mixed.
to
Yeah.
junior high school. Like it was very
I
like specific, like death, classic deathcore.
For sure. Yeah, I can hear
But
that.
eventually it's like, all right, well, this isn't typical of this genre. Take a little of this genre, take a little of this genre,
Yep.
and just make
Just put it
try to make
together.
something new. Try to make something new.
Yeah.
Um, that maybe you can't exactly call deathcore, but it's definitely not like pure, true black metal either. It's like,
It's kind of a little bit from everything.
yeah, just something.
Influence from everywhere.
Try to make something that hasn't been made yet.
Yeah. No, you guys definitely nailed it. Um, bringing the boy Bryce Butler into the band. How did that all go down?
So, not, I don't know if anyone knows this, but every show Anthony has played with the band
Yeah.
has been when he's not in the band. He's been a session feeling guy. And every
Oh, wow.
show that we've played while Anthony has been in the band, Bryce has played. It's really funny how it worked out that way.
Yeah.
Um,
That
I'm
is pretty
not
funny.
at liberty to say this is like top secret shit. If you really not want to know, you can Google it. But
Yeah, yeah.
Anthony Barone got, I'm sure you know,
I do.
very, very massive opportunity, very
Yes.
massive bands to play for. They're so massive that they don't even let him publicly say who they are, because he is in a, we'll call it a disguise when he plays with them.
Yes.
Um,
It's a good way to
he
put it.
he called me a few months, like 2 or 3 months before the tour started. He's like,
Mhm.
"Hey, I gotta take this." I'm like, "Yes, you do." You'd be dumb
Yes.
not to play with that
I
band.
get it. Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
need to find somebody. Um, who do we get? And I was sweating. I was like, we're
Yeah,
playing
man.
some 300 BPM shit on this Despised Icon tour. We need
We need somebody that's gonna
a
do this shit.
professional guy. And I'm like, I like look up YouTube drummers. I look up people I'm friends with, and
Mhm.
eventually came down. 3 guys were like available and down to do it. We had Steve Sanchez, who plays for Last 10 of Seconds of Life
Oh
now.
yeah, Steve.
We had Bryce from Texas, who I knew. All right, this guy was in the face list. He seems pretty legit.
Mhm.
I met him once or twice. And we had Jaden from Aversion's Crown, who Anthony said should do it. That was Anthony's pick. And I had already done 2 tours with Aversion's Crown. I wanted him to do it too.
Yeah.
Only catch, he's Australian and he does not currently have a work visa.
Yes.
So he's like, I could do it, but when we get to the Canadian border, I don't exactly know what they're gonna say.
Oh.
And I'm like, crap, I really want you to do it, but
Yeah. This is too
um,
risky.
yeah, if we have to like drop half the tour, because half the tour, not half the tour,
Not
but like
half,
a third of the tours in
but those are
Canada.
like shows you want to play because
Yeah,
despise
like
icons from
Montreal,
fucking
like the
Canada,
Canadian
bro.
shows were easily the biggest shows.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right,
Can't miss
I'm
those.
really sorry, but you need like a sure thing here.
Yeah.
And so Steve and Bryce, down to them.
Just them two.
We
Yeah.
do an audition with Steve, and super upfront professional. He's like, these songs are just a little bit out of my playability at the moment. I would need more time to get them to where I want them. And he's been practicing his ass off. I'm sure now he could do it. Bryce sent audition videos.
Yep. I remember when he got hit up. He told me
very positive initial impressions from me. I was like, guys, this is the guy.
This is it.
Better than any audition. I didn't expect. I was like, this guy's the Faceless doesn't really have 300 BPM songs. They do some fast stuff, but they're not.
Oh, for sure.
They don't get as extreme as we do. So I don't know if he can actually do it, but
yeah,
he sure did it. And I watched his video. I'm like, all right, this is our savior. This is our guy. We have our first band practice with him, and even more impressed. He had the songs even better than the audition vids. First run through of the set was basically show ready, and I was like, all right.
Wow, you felt that confident?
Oh yeah,
right away.
I'm so picky with like.
I could imagine.
And yeah, and
especially with drummers, man. You know,
drummers especially.
with the style of music you're playing too, you're gonna know, dude.
Currents went through a similar situation. We can talk about it later, but
yeah.
Bryce surpassed. Yeah, surpassed is definitely the word.
Yep.
I'm just not worried. I know Anthony's great. Anthony's one of the best drummers I know, but I'm just not worried about the future. Bryce is an animal himself.
He is.
People don't know now, but they will know.
Yes, no, they will know. I mean, you know, at the time I was living with them, you know, and the guys in Seeker, his old band, and I remember when he told me, he's like, "Yo, Shadow of Intent just hit me up to fill in for him." I was like, "Oh, yeah, you got to go do that." I'm like, you gotta, I don't even care what you're doing at the moment. I was just like, you have to go do that. He's like, yeah.
I think he had some bro job commitments.
He did.
Pretty like kind to
they found some. He got
make a choice.
Yeah, he got them. I'm pretty sure he found them a drummer.
Yeah.
To replace him. He knew somebody.
Just
which was really cool.
And at that point, we take him on tour, and we're like, we could still probably get another drummer. Like Bryce is just filling in, but over the tour, he's just proved what a good human he is. Very reliable, very professional, very modest, very good at his job. And did a second tour with him, and we're just like, why would we want someone else?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys all clicked,
right? Exactly how it needs to be done.
Yeah.
There's no need to consider anyone else.
Yeah.
Like Jaden is still, in the back of my mind, but I'm like, he lives in Australia.
It's too hard.
Cause issues later. He has a Virgin's crown.
Yeah.
All my friends. So Bryce was definitely the move. It was again undeniable.
Oh yeah, I agree. I always talk him up, and I always told him, I'm like, you need to find the right band. Because, you know, he's in like 50 other bands, right? But you know, I'm like, you need to find the band, you know, like your main focus, your main band, right? And then when this came around, I was like, this is it, kill it. Like this is the perfect band for you to be in. Like your style and everything. I'm like, this is that band.
Yes.
But I'm stoked. You know, when, you know, he told us and that, you know, he's like officially in and everything, I was just so happy for him. He's the sweetest kid.
Yeah, we're happy about it too.
Yes.
Not that we wouldn't have been happy with Anthony too, but
oh yeah,
definitely it's a win-win.
For sure.
Either way, like the job is being done above expectations.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I know, I always noticed that Shadow of Intent did everything DIY besides, having an agent. But like, was that always the thing, like in the back of your guys' head, like we're keeping it this way for the most part? Like as far as like a label
our
goes, or
our
what?
mind constantly went back and forth.
Yeah.
Ben ultimately, for the most part, had his own opinion, but he's like, I also just trust what you want to do. And um, there was one label that we had gotten many offers, but there's one label we always had our eye on that we thought we would fit on best. And eventually, we did get an offer from that label.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the only label we think we would fit on, and
Yeah.
they, I said I would think about it, but eventually decided against it. And in some terms, it's control. It's a lot. There's a lot of control involved. Like we
Yeah.
want to
I
choose
get
when we
it.
do stuff. But my degree in college was in economics, and so I think cost benefit analysis of every situation,
Mm-hmm.
very number minded, and I do the math of everything.
Yep.
And like, there's a very like less than 50% chance that the band, you know, business wise does better with this label than
Mm-hmm.
without it. Not that the deal was 50-50, but say it was 50-50,
Yeah.
they would have to double all of your sales across the board to be
Better.
worth it in that sense.
Yeah. I get it.
In some sense, because you also take into account ticket sales are higher
Mm-hmm.
and merch sales are higher. So maybe not, they don't have to double to make it 50-50 worth it, but
Yeah.
it's still a risk because it's difficult to measure exactly how much value they're adding to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you figure they're going to make you grow, but you also are going to grow anyway if the music is good and you're consistent with it.
Yes.
So it's hard to figure out what margin they're adding value to it. So I would understand if people thought I was dumb for making that call, but I
I never thought so. I
yeah,
was
I'm
always like this.
very
I get it. Like if,
yeah,
and I've
I'm
told
very
bands this.
happy.
I'm like, if you can do it yourself, um, and do it the right way, I think you're gonna be fine. And this is
Yeah,
like, no, obviously we're not here talking shit about any labels.
yeah,
There are really good labels out there, and they do a lot and they help bands. And not everyone can front all this money. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the band, if the band's small, like, you don't really have the money to throw into, print vinyl, do this, hire a publicist, or, whatever you got to do to really release, have a proper release. But,
right.
but I think, how you and you guys did Shadow of Intent, just seeing how like it just like took off, as a side project and it just started getting bigger. It was like, I see why you didn't sign to a label.
Right. It's just
It's
difficult to gauge. If we had like initially not seen any value from what we were doing, then that'd be a different story. But for
uh-huh.
example, another great label, like with a ton of bands I like, dream label in high school. Like my dream was to be on this label. They sent an offer, and I was like, did the math. I'm like, we'd recoup this in 2 weeks, and then we'd be giving you essentially 80% of everything
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah.
And
It's like, why am I going to do this?
like, I respect you guys. You guys have brought up most of the bands I like and listen to, but
But from a
I
business
would,
standpoint, yeah.
yeah, uh, I would only be doing this to look cool to my friends. Like, hey, I'm on this label
This
that we,
label, yeah.
but in
Exactly.
the long term, it would be like a poor business move.
Yeah.
And it's taken time to like, I don't really try to like openly admit that my motives are purely business. I don't want to appear as like money hungry or anything. Um,
Yeah. I don't think you are.
but
But
like, I'm 27. I have things to pay for.
yeah, of
And
course. It's like
yeah,
there's a lot that goes into touring and leaving home and all the bills you got to pay while you're on the road, and then anything that comes in your way during being on tour, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that can be thrown in front of you that costs a lot of money. Vans breaking down or whatever, merch or losing stuff. It goes on. So it's like, you just got to be smart about it. That's really it. Even Chris Davis from Ghosts and Sides in here said being business minded isn't money hungry. It's smart. The sooner people realize that, the better. Agreed.
He's so sweet.
I love Chris.
Me too.
You handsome guy, you.
He wanted me to mention this in the last stream, but
what's that?
The first few years of touring, for our live laptop, we were using Chris Davis's version of Logic to run our backtracks.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because I was too cheap to buy Logic. Just like, yeah, just use mine.
Just use mine.
Yeah. So, and Logic doesn't limit the number of licenses you have, so it didn't really cost him anything. But
yeah.
Nevertheless, it was very kind of him to
that is very sweet of him.
Yeah, he's so sweet. And Currents has stayed with him before. He's just the greatest.
He is the greatest. I did one of these. I did a podcast with him. Like, what was it, like a month ago, Chris? I forget, but it was a blast. And me and Chris we've never met before. We've never talked before or anything, but we had a blast. And Chris is a sweetheart, and his streams are fun.
Absolutely.
I mean, go watch him play some Ghosts Inside Texas in July. You can't go wrong with that. Did Currents do anything with Texas in July?
Before I joined, yes.
Okay.
They like were the local opener for Texas. And then Chris Davis cock teased us. He was like, yeah, maybe you can do a week on our farewell tour or something. And we're like, yes, that'll be the biggest opportunity ever.
Yeah, of course.
There's like, yeah, a band that actually has experience got it. But but
But hey, he let you use Logic for free, right?
Yeah. Totally worth it.
That's fucking great. So obviously playing in two very well established bands, what do you find to be like so difficult? Like, how do you balance both of them?
This last year has been so easy for me.
Oh well, yeah.
I hate to say it.
2020, yeah.
I have never been. I'm just like part of like a machine now, and it's easy to like get lazy and say this thing is kind of driving itself. I can sort of just do whatever now, but I'm like consciously like, no, like I need to, keep putting stuff into this. I'm not getting lazy. I need to write.
Yep.
I need to get better at producing, songwriting. I want to like work with bands, build myself as like a producer.
Yeah. That's great too that you're getting into that.
Yeah. Just think of things to stay involved in music, and not fall into some kind of video game streaming depression of not doing shit.
And not
but yeah, just continue to be the best I can be.
That's right.
Time into that. But before the pandemic was gonna be it's not super unmanageable 26 months out of the year. There were a few situations where I would only be home for 24 hours, or I would have to fly in for like another tour, or stuff like that, or sometimes I'd be home for like 3 days, 10 days, stuff like that. But I made them all happen. But last year was going to be the first conflicts. Like both bands have big opportunities at the same time. Shadow of Intent had Asley Down US, Currents had Europe, Polaris in Europe, and Polaris is becoming like a legit band now.
Oh yeah, man.
And so like
they're coming up fast.
I need to double dip here. I need some fill-in action for some of this. And then Currents was going to go to Australia for the first time. But at the same time, Shadow of Intent had European festivals, and some of the festivals were like 10,000 people. So I had to like, oh shit, am I going to go to a new country the first time, or am I going to play for 10,000 people in Europe? And
Yeah.
didn't have to make either decision. It all just got canceled.
Yeah, it just all got
It's
canned.
like, oh, okay, no
Oh,
overlaps.
yeah.
Um,
were you gonna have to get a fill-in for both bands? Like if yeah.
yeah, I was gonna. The
Like
initial plan, like the secret plan that was never really happened, was Andrew Lorna Shore was gonna fill in for the beginning of Astley Dying, so
okay.
that I didn't have to fly home from Europe, because that's adding a ton of expenses to the Currents guys, because
Oh
they have to
yeah.
figure something out for that. So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
but for, I think, Australia, our manager manages Enterprise Earth 2. They have this guy, Gabe Mangold, incredible guitar player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could play Currents, no problem. So he'll probably go to Australia. And so that was like the plan pretty much, but didn't even have to get to that point.
Didn't
No one
even
had
need
to. So to this day, I've never had to have a fill-in. I've been able to play every show with every band, which is
That's
kind
fucking
of
right.
cool.
Was
But
Currents kind of like when Shadow decided to like, hey, we're gonna play some shows? Was Currents, the guys in Currents, like worried at all, or were they just like, yeah, go do it?
there were some conversations.
Yeah.
Like definitely some stressful, uncomfortable moments. But I think we're just of like a common mindset of like, my job is to just add as much value as possible to everything. And if there needs to be like a fill-in situation, I'll make it happen. But I'm not like ever gonna leave anyone hanging.
Yeah.
I've spent too much time into this to like let anything bad happen to it.
Yeah, for sure.
But if I was like the singer of the band, it'd probably be a lot different, in my opinion.
Yeah, that would be different.
Maybe not everyone sees it that way, but like most people are coming to the show to like see the singer. Like,
At
not
the end of
every.
the day.
I like am grateful like people know who I am, and there are people that like come to see me, but like in the grand scheme, the vocalist is gonna make the greatest difference in like the live sound. And
Yeah, and he's the front of the band. He's in
yeah,
everyone's face.
I
Or
think
she,
I'm like
you know.
slightly less important that I'm there sometimes. Like I want to be
Yeah.
there as much as possible, but like
Yeah, if something conflicts, then
yeah, in my opinion, like the vocalist is who people really want to see. I'm just people. Some people like watch videos and are like, "Where's Chris?" And I'm like, "I have a different haircut or something, or
yeah.
my beard's like a different length or something," and they like think like I'm not there.
It's like, no, I'm right there.
Yeah, it's like no one really. People think I'm not there anyway.
Yeah.
Like, people reply the comment, "Oh, he probably had like conflicts with the other band." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's me. I just
I just look a little different. I got
yeah,
a different hair. I grew my hair out or whatever.
yeah." And I don't know.
That's funny.
I'm just in like a very writer producer role at this point too, and I think as long as I execute that properly, that's most important.
Yeah.
But yeah, they weren't, certainly not the first drummer of Currents was like the most mad, but he ended up leaving. But he was like the most,
Just like against it.
yes, he's super against it. He absolutely hated it. But the other guys, I guess, had more faith in me that I wouldn't do anything that would, hinder the band. And I feel like they're more supportive and understanding. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, long answer to your question. But yeah, there was definitely some worry, but I like to think that I've been able to come through for everybody.
Yeah. And be able to balance them both.
Yeah.
Give them both proper attention.
Chris,
yeah.
Yeah, nothing against Jeff. Like, so Jeff.
Hey man,
found,
everyone's gonna have their concerns, dude. Not everyone's the same, you know.
Yeah, he wants to protect it. He founded it. He's the one that brought me into the band.
Exactly. Yeah. See, that's another thing, you know.
And like I said, like the band's my priority, and then
it's totally understandable.
the guys are very supportive, understanding that I didn't expect any of this to happen. That Shadow Intent is like an actual business
Hmm.
that generates my living pretty much, since none of it is going through a label.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Which
so
is fucking
it's
awesome, to be
pretty.
honest.
It's can't make this stuff up.
No, you cannot.
Super grateful.
Yes. Do you?
But another thing is, back to like the previous stuff, is I didn't want to put Time of Shadow Intent just because I didn't think a metal band could even do that, because every story I heard is, oh, metal bands, they all live with their parents until they want to stop touring, and then they like get,
Real
or
jobs
they
or
live there
whatever.
with their parents, or they live in like poverty and stuff like that, and like, ooh, that
Yeah,
doesn't sound appealing to me. Or like we hear stories like, yeah, royalty checks are like $300 a month. Music doesn't make
exactly.
shit. Now, hearing all these things, I'm like, well, shit, I'm not spending more time into like a touring band. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm not gonna do that.
And I like learn more and more. It's like, oh, there is like a business and money here. It's just, you gotta be very clever about it.
Yeah,
Um,
essentially.
and the biggest thing, just advice to like anyone that's in a band or
Yes.
involved in music, is use your, not everything you get is like directly paid from the band. Periphery is a great example of this, is that
Hmm.
you're given a platform. Like, not everything is like, what do you get from your royalties, what do you get from your tour. You have a platform, and
Hmm.
so what are you doing with that platform? Are you just watch me play Xbox, or are you like, hey, I do graphic design or production or um, stuff like that. Andy Glass from We Came as Romans, love that guy.
Yeah, man.
He graphic designer. He does a lot of Shadow Intense work, but
Oh,
he
that's
does
rad.
like merch for Breaking Benjamin, Papa Roach,
Yep.
Bullet Valentine. He's got a lot of huge graphic clients
Wow.
because
I didn't
he
even
just
know that about him.
he's great. If you
Damn.
haven't met Andy Glass, he's like such a great man.
I met him years ago.
Yeah,
Like beginning of WeCar.
love that guy.
Yeah.
But he, graphic designer, used his platform to further his graphic design, and he gets to do two things he loves. Me personally, I'm like, production is my passion. I love like looking at all like the different layers of the song and
Yep.
arranging them and writing them and making them sound cool. And that's like very music related. So as I'm like becoming more better at music, I'm trying to become better at that too.
Yeah.
And Periphery, of course, great example. They
Yeah.
just started companies for audio gear, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they have a specific seal of approval, I guess. Like,
Oh yeah.
you like what they have to say, because social proof is a great phrase for this. Is like, they have a proven thing that's working. So
Mm-hmm.
if they say it's good, it's probably good. So if they're putting their name on it, then it must be pretty good.
It has to be.
Of course, it only goes so far. If they put their name on it and it's actually not good, then people find out pretty quickly in
Oh
2020.
yeah.
But if it is good and their name's on it, then like, all right, have to buy this product. So,
Exactly.
like, just take advantage of your platform.
Mm-hmm.
Don't waste it, and I just think like everyone can live their life how they want, and what's most important is if they enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to just tour and then when you're home, landscape or uh, play video games or whatever you like doing, that's totally cool. But just in my mind, it makes the most sense to have them kind of go hand in hand if you care
Yeah.
about like your standard of living and stuff like that.
Exactly. Definitely some solid advice. Let's see. Let's get so you started a new project with Ryan Kirby of Fit for a King, Our Eternity. How did that form? Whose idea was that? So both of
So
you? Excuse me.
Currents has toured with Fit for a King 4 times now, I want to say. So
Oh
we've
shit, man.
become pretty close.
Yeah.
Talk to Tuck the most,
Tuck's
and
the man.
Kirby Kirby, yeah, Tuck is great. Kirby a good amount. Dan
Mhm.
Gailey, Bobby, Jared, all those guys are great.
Yeah, they're all good people.
But it was our third tour with them, and Ryan. No, even on our first tour with them,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan was like, he just liked the stuff I write, which was sick. Cause I look up to
Yeah.
that guy. He's like a legit
Very cool.
career
Oh
guy.
yeah, man. Yeah, he's been doing it.
Yeah, I'm like, thank you, and he's like, didn't go anywhere, but he's like, maybe if you write something cool, you can put it on the Fit for a King album. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, and it didn't go anywhere. That's fine. I didn't expect it to, but
Yeah.
like 2 tours later, like told me, he's like, oh, the stuff you write is cool. We should do like radio rock, and I'm like, all right. I wrote him some things. He didn't really end up writing anything to it. He wrote like half a song. Cool. It didn't really go anywhere. But then beginning of the pandemic, he texts me and he's like, hey, I'm trying to like keep up my vocal chops. Can you make symphonic deathcore? I'm like, oh God, again.
Yeah.
All right. It's Ryan Kirby. I guess I'll make.
Yeah, I'll come up with something.
So I'm like, here's a song. And the song we ended up putting out was like a Shadow Intense song Ben didn't really like. But I liked. So I was like, all right, well, I like this song. And
I have this written.
So, and then people comment, it's like, it sounds like metalcore Shadow Intent or something. It's literally a Shadow Intent song. It's just different vocals.
Did you ever publicly say it was a Shadow Intent song? Did people know this at all?
I think I have it on my studio Instagram.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't like constantly putting
pieces, but I wanted
it is just like a fun little nugget. Like we were picking songs for Melancholy, and Ben was like, yeah, I don't know what I would do this one. I was like, all right,
I get it.
Graveyard. I still liked it, and Kirby liked it, so we used that. And Kirby's had a very interesting year. He just adopted 2 kids. I want to say it's his wife's sister or brother's kids, something like that.
Okay.
And, so he's like a dad now. He's like doing
dad things.
Pick up from school. He's trying to make Twitch happen. He's doing really good on Twitch.
Yeah, he is.
So he only has so much time to put towards this, so it did take a long time to actually come out.
Yeah.
Because I think he texted me like April, and then it finally came out.
This came out like what, 2 months ago? 3 months ago?
So
if that.
I was ready pretty early on. I do my part pretty quick. But,
yeah. Oh, you need a song? Oh yeah, give me a few hours.
Yeah, exactly. So I have like 4 or 5 instrumentals ready for that. He has vocals written for another one, but he hasn't like final tracked them yet.
Yeah, so probably be like.
And his wife actually had an unfortunate medical emergency, so he's been having a really rough year. But whenever he's ready, we'll get next song out. But it's like
definitely.
It's like mixed and done. He just needs to get the final vocals on it. But
and then get the next single out.
Yeah, and we might get like a cool guest vocalist on it. People are excited about, because we can just do whatever we want. We don't have to worry about if the music is being saturated by guest vocalists. Like we can do anything. We don't give a shit about this.
Yeah. I mean, you could do whatever you want. It's a cool new project.
Yeah, we're not like trying to build a brand. This is like just hype. It's like bringing like different groups together.
Exactly, which is fucking rad.
Not that we are anywhere near important enough to be considered like a super group, but along those lines, like a micro super group, we'll call it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a kind of cool group.
Yeah, we're kind of cool, and this
not
is our
super,
and this is our band.
good group. We'll be good.
We're a good group.
Yeah.
This might be a hard one to answer, but maybe not. I don't know. Steph Beachy asked, "What?" This is prior as one of my mods. What is your favorite song you have written?
My favorite song that I've written?
Yeah. Is there one?
I really like how Monsters by Currents came out.
Okay.
I was very happy with that one.
It's a good song.
I like Like for Shadow Intent.
Oh yeah.
Let me recall. It's probably something off Melancholy. I mean, Barren and Breathless came out kind of cool.
That's some good stuff.
Malediction. I really like how Malediction came out.
Yeah, that's a jam
So yeah,
right there.
those are some of my favorites.
That was good songs to pick. Wasn't Baron? Was that the first single you guys released from the record?
It was.
Right?
Yeah, I kind of just knew. It's like,
yeah, you're like,
this is gonna go over super well. This is it.
This is it. Yeah. So Benny had a question as well. How far along are you with writing and recording the new Shadow of Intent record?
I mean, I'm done. It's on the other guys now. Got some drums to record, some vocals to record, but I try to stay on top of it. So I'm gonna say 99.99% done, just in case I want to change something, because I know how I am.
Yeah, you may go back and change something around.
Yeah, but we have a pretty instrumentally and mostly vocally complete album.
Oh, that's do you see it coming out this year?
Yeah, I think it needs to. It's been in August will make 2 years since Melancholy.
Damn, time flies. I feel like that
again business minded, but
yeah,
if you're not consistent, you're just wasting time. Unless you're sacrificing the quality of the music, then it's not okay.
Then it's yeah, exactly.
As long as we can collectively say this is the best thing we've ever done.
Oh,
if we could have done a little better, we'll do a little better next time.
Exactly. It'll be on the next record.
As long as it's significantly better than the previous, like, what more can you really ask for?
Exactly. Another good question was from Paul. If you could make another band, well, he asked third band, but you do have a third band technically with Ryan or a project. Yeah. If you could make another band, what would it be? And you have complete control of it. What would it be like? Would it be like anything metal, or would you do something completely different?
I have no idea. I've always been like
right.
a big fan of Drake and Future, but I don't know if I could really pull out vocals like that.
Yeah. Can you write beats like that and stuff? Like, have you ever?
I've written a few, but
yeah,
I don't like not a lot. I don't like say, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna write a beat. I'm like, no, I'm gonna write a song for like my established bands.
Yeah,
because I can't just like. I can write pretty quick, but it's a lot easier for me to write when I know it needs to be done. I guess. Like, I don't do too much like just for fun writing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not. I don't take it seriously enough, and it just comes out like a half decent song. Anyone who's been on my Twitch, I like wrote like a pop punk song, and I wrote like a 2004 metalcore song, and it's like they're okay. They took like an hour to make. They're fine, but I like to really focus on every little detail, and yeah, if it's a beat that I'm not sure if I'm ever going to do anything with, I don't know if I would take it seriously and put enough effort to like make it good.
Maybe like if you came across somebody that was like a good singer, or like something that could do, then it could maybe then it would click. You'd be like, oh wait,
I probably do know.
Would you be into?
People.
You probably do.
Yeah,
there are probably some people out there that but would need to.
I could just do it too, but yeah, I just don't know if I would be able to like. No, it's the lyrics. I can like make the patterns and melodies fine, but
yeah,
the lyrics, I'm like very narrow-minded with my lyrics. I like talking about darkness and blackness and fading into blackness and darkness and stuff like that.
So do you help? So you help write lyrics for both bands you're in?
I've written a few for Currents, but for Shadow Intent, I've written some of Ben's lyrics, but I've written almost all of my vocal parts.
Oh, okay.
So
that's rad.
But a lot of my vocal parts I write. Ben has already given me the song concept. I'm just trying to like go on that. But yeah, I think
I got you.
All of my vocal parts on Melancholy, I wrote the lyrics for.
Oh, that's cool.
I believe. Anyone wants to judge my lyrics, narrow-minded there. Oh yeah, and Current's record, the last Current's record, I did write 2 choruses for the songs called "How I Fall Apart" and "Second Skin."
I love the latest Current's record. I absolutely love. I like the band before, but I think the latest one is your guys' best work.
Spotify seems to agree.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I like the old stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. The new record like really caught my attention.
Yeah, the new one, we kind of were. The funny thing is, I wrote it in about 3 months. It was like between 2 tours, and I wrote like 80% of the record in that time. And so I'm kind of surprised that it did so well because it didn't take that long to do, but it was a nice confidence booster.
Yeah, like, big time, right?
Wow, I'm really efficient. It like completely blew all our other releases out of the water. It just got us more taken seriously and stuff like that. But I think there's like something to be said for not like overcomplicating songs, just not too many different parts, not too many technical parts. Just focus on like what I know sounds good and not overthink too much. So that was kind of like, and I still like my approach for writing is still write twice as many songs as you need. Yeah. So I still wrote like 20 songs for the record, and we went through and picked the better ones. Like, I'll never sacrifice that part of my process. Like, if I have 12 songs, I'm never like, all right, we got an album. Like,
no, you're gonna keep going.
10 more, and then we'll pick what's actually cool.
Yeah.
I think that's
a great way to go about it.
Super important in my process, because every album I've ever released, there's a lot of graveyard songs that were like so close to making it on the album. I'm like, this part just gets boring. I don't know what we're really gonna do with this, or this song's cool, but other song's way cooler, and everything just has to hit me just right.
I totally get that.
And same with the vocals. Like, if Brian or Ben doesn't even are just like, yeah, I can't write vocals to this, no matter how much I like the song, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. If like they can't.
I want the people I'm collaborating with to like it too.
That's they have to.
It's like, if you don't like the song, let me do better.
Yeah. All right. That's it. You put that one aside and you go into another one.
You don't like it, it's gone.
Save it for something else later on.
Usually it just just never gets used.
Never, kind of just sits there.
There was one song on Current CP called "My Disguise" that was going to be on the first album, but there was no vocals written. But then he eventually did write vocals, and it came out on our next EP after.
Oh shit!
And that turned out to be one of our higher streaming songs.
Yeah,
it's number 10 on Spotify.
Is it really? Holy shit! Yeah, actually, that EP I liked a lot too. I Let the Devil In.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? That one really surpassed expectations too. It's weird how like I try to always have low expectations. I don't any day, because you see so many bands just level off and start declining. I'm like, that can happen to us any day. So whenever I see like some kind of exponential growth, I'm like, oh,
you never get your hopes up.
The dream's not dead yet. I never.
It's kind of growing. All right.
I can never expect anything to last forever.
No, you can't.
So I feel like I'm lucky in that way.
Yeah, even Benny and Marcus were like, "My Disguise." Well, Benny said, "My Disguise is my favorite Current song." Marcus said, "Into Despair" is my favorite Current song for sure.
Yeah, that's among my favorites too.
That's a good song.
That one came out cool.
Yeah, that one definitely. That song rips. This was an interesting question from Josh. Would you rather have Current's lyrics with Shadow of Intent sound, or Shadow of Intent lyrics with Current sound? I don't know if that makes sense. Who knows?
I kind of I guess.
I don't think I've ever had anyone ask a question like that.
I guess Current's lyrics with Shadow of Intent sound.
It could. It could work.
Because Shadow of Intent lyrics are very. It's kind of like Old English. He sometimes uses words like thee.
Mm-hmm.
Says like I will not bow to thee.
Yeah.
Which like doesn't really work in metalcore. Or I don't know if he says. What does he say? In Malediction, he.
Let me see.
Just some Old English. Ben likes like the Old English shit.
Oh, I know he does. He loves his history.
Say in like the 1500s and like
kingdoms. I know he can't wait to tour Europe.
Yeah.
Right? He is fucking ready.
And me, I like sometimes like go against him on that, but I'm like, all right, if you say so, I trust you. And
yeah.
But I'm so curious what this lyric was now.
Look it up.
I'll find it in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, definitely.
It says, he says, until I am but dust. He says, in shadows I slumber until I am but dust. And I'm like thinking, you just say, I am dust. He's like, no, I am but dust. Like, super like Old English. And it's so interesting because I don't, you don't see that a lot. But,
no, you really don't. But he makes it work.
And I'm like, what if you said until the end of days? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
No, it'd have to be butt dust.
Like, that line you just said reminds me of an Asperodon's Black song.
I believe it. I mean,
I think it is.
Because I'm more simple-minded and generic than him. I'm totally polluted by metalcore, so I'm just diluting his pure metal sensibilities.
Caputo said, until I am butt dust. Yep, butt dust. That's fucking great. Benny asked, will we get your cleans on the new Shadow of Intent record?
Yeah, I'm experimenting with some new shit.
Bring it, yes.
Yeah, you'll get me back.
You'll get me back. I like that. What's let's see. What would your favorite we had a question from Rocking Tika. I think I'm pronouncing it right. What would your favorite tour lineup be when shows come back? Do you have like a is there too many to name? Slipknot. Metallica, Slipknot.
Yeah, let's go.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
Not even with your band on it. Just you want to go see Metallica and Slipknot together.
Yeah, put Currency and Shadow of Intent on it too.
Yeah, they should. I've always said this, like these bigger bands need a fucking like, especially like Slipknot, man. You got to bring out these young guns.
It was cool when Slipknot brought out Behemoth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they have
like big move for extreme metal, both U.S. and Europe. That's like pretty insane.
Yeah, that is insane. It was weird seeing Behemoth in daylight though.
I've never seen Behemoth before.
No? Yeah, I saw them indoors and I've seen them outdoors. And outdoors, I'm like, okay, you guys sound good and everything, but this is like weird.
Yeah.
Like the vibe. Yeah. It has to be like a certain, certain bands have, seeing a band like that outdoors is like, whoa.
I got to see Dimmu Borgir once, and I literally I was talking to my agent this morning.
Yeah.
On the phone.
Yeah, because you booked him.
I was literally like, I will throw away all my business sensibilities. I will buy on if it's Dimmu Borgir. I will like throw out all of my like
I love you
thoughts about like what we're worth,
just
like that. Just
everything.
I need to play a Dimmu Borgir.
Get me on this tour. Actually, yeah. I actually talked to him. I asked him because I booked Dark Funeral, and Dark Funeral was supposed to go Dimmu. What was it, 2019? And then it got rescheduled, and then it got canceled.
So was this U.S. or Europe or something?
U.S. It was supposed to be like 2 weeks. Nothing extensive at all. And
that's insane.
But I remember hitting up, Nick and being like, "Yo, is Dimmu? Can we make this happen? For next year?" He's like, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, he made it. This was Martin in Europe. I was on the phone with this morning, but Nick. I love Martin. Nick had told me when I first started talking to him that it sounded very unlikely that Dimmu would ever come to the United States for more than like a few shows.
Yeah, yeah. If
So
they do
you
come
say
back,
2 weeks, I'm like, shit.
dude. Honestly, when he hit me up about it back then, you know, it was like, you know, I'm pretty sure it was 2018 or 2019. I was surprised. I was like, and I remember, I think Dark Funeral, Michael was like, only 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, it's Demo. You
Yeah,
ever see them tour?
staple.
Yeah, I mean, when's the last time they did like a month-long tour in the States? I couldn't even.
Yeah,
I'd have to
I
go
mean
Google
for
that.
black metal, Dark Funeral, Dark Funeral is a
Yeah.
staple too.
Oh yeah. I
Better.
mean, when I started working with Dark Funeral, it was when we brought him over. It was I have the flyer somewhere. Anyway, it was with Septic Flesh, and that was the beginning of 2018. Before that, Dark Funeral hasn't been here in like fucking 7 years. I think it was
Mhm.
8 years. So it was crazy to make that happen. And I mean, we made it happen, and the tour fucking crushed. But like
Was it
with a lot of those
Septic Flesh
bands,
one?
yeah, it was Septic Flesh, Dark Funeral co-headline.
Yeah, I heard
Score.
that was a
That
little
was a
500 attendance action.
oh
On that.
yeah, dude, a lot,
That's
dude,
it.
nuts.
Yeah,
That was
so
the biggest tour. That before that was Sepultura 30-year anniversary tour I did in 2015. That was another like the second biggest tour I'd done.
mhm.
So like when we did Dark Funeral Septic Flesh and seeing those numbers, I was like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's like
But it's sick, dude.
staple metal right there.
Oh yeah. But yeah, to see Dimmu, yeah, I hope. I mean, who knows? But yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
I
probably
know
only be
that
like a few shows.
New York City,
Mm-hmm.
they came to PlayStation Theater while it was still open.
Yep.
Um, and like this random, they picked the most random band to open for them.
Really? Dimmu
I
did?
don't. Yeah, I don't want to like even talk shit about them because it
Yeah.
would purely be out of jealousy of
Yeah.
like why didn't they pick us?
Yeah.
We would have been so much cooler than whoever this band was. But it was like a band I hadn't heard of. But to
Okay.
be fair, I'm not like very well versed in black metal bands, but I'm pretty sure they were from the US.
Oh, okay.
But like I know the staples, Dark Funeral, Emperor,
Oh, yeah.
Immortal. But
Immortal. Yeah. Big ones.
yeah, it wasn't one of those which was surprising. Like if you're not gonna like bring a staple, you should bring Shadow of Intent. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
man, come on. So that would be like would that be like the dream tour for Shadow of Intent? Like if you got like a Dimmu
I'll
tour?
give it top 5, but I mean,
Yeah.
if
But
we're going in
Slipknot.
terms of just like pure, yeah, I mean, Slipknot would be great.
Yeah.
Lamb of God would be great.
Lamb of God would be perfect too.
Yeah, I mean, I could write a whole wish list. Metallica, as if they would ever want us.
Yeah.
But which is funny. My uncle's, or sorry, my girlfriend's uncle, great
Mhm.
uncle, is named John Zazula. Do you know him at all?
Wait. John Zazula? Like
Yes.
the John?
Yeah. I guess the John. He did the
He's-
first 2 Metallica records.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've
Um,
talked to him before.
We were visiting him, and
Wow.
he listened to both like the unfinished New Shadow Intent record and Melancholy.
Yeah.
Man, Lars would love this.
What?
I hope you're not just saying that.
Please don't be saying that.
Yeah.
Please don't be saying that. Don't be
Yeah.
just saying that right now.
Yeah, super sweet man though.
Yeah, dude. John is legend right there. That's
Yeah, he just lost his wife Marsha,
I
unfortunately,
know.
which was really sad.
Very fucking sad.
I met her the last time I visited them with my girlfriend, but
I think Florida they live?
yep,
right?
yeah, in like the Orlando-ish area outside of there. But yeah, super great guy.
He
Super
really
kind.
is, man.
Really glad I got to meet him, and he would like tell me his stories about
Oh man.
his life and stuff.
I could imagine he probably has so many stories. I can't even imagine how many stories this guy has.
Yeah. Like stories with like Anthrax.
Yep.
He worked with Anthrax a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And little Metallica, little you know what he's
Oh,
done.
Megaforce Records, dude.
Yep, yeah,
Dude.
he has a room dedicated to like all his platinum records and stuff.
Oh my god, dude.
Good man.
Legend right there.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite spots to eat when you're on tour? Dead Ringer asked. Is there any spots in the States that you love?
If we're gonna be super
Or
basic,
any
like easily satisfied,
easily satisfied, yes.
like Cookout is just
Cookout, yes.
for me. I'm just would eat Cookout every day if it
Yes.
wouldn't bloat me up.
Yeah.
Sheets, even more easily satisfied. Sheets is literally like a gas station, but they
That's
have
like
a kitchen,
I agree with Sheets.
and they have
100%.
like a chicken tender sandwich that I get every time.
Yep.
But as far as like a little more like specific, of all places, there's a sushi spot in Salt Lake City that I know you're saying like sushi in Salt Lake City. That doesn't sound good.
Like, what is that?
You, they have a Coke. It's called Simply Sushi, and they serve a coconut shrimp roll, which is like so it's like
that's interesting.
Shrimp, like fried shrimp, but like the breading is like fried coconut.
Okay.
And it has like a sweet chili sauce on top.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Oh, it's delicious. They have a lot of specialty rolls I really like there.
Yeah.
And
in Salt Lake City, of all places.
Yeah, I know. I have to like walk past crackheads and more crazy Mormons to get there, but it's worth it. They have Lime scooters now, so I just ride past.
Oh yeah, you're.
This is like my favorite story. I'm riding a Lime scooter with someone else in my band, and we're walking by this crackhead, and they like try to like swat at us very slowly. What was that?
What?
Like, were you trying to wave at us? Or were you trying to? I don't understand, but
what the fuck are you doing?
So great. But yeah, I mean, there are so many like Ryan from Currents, like kind of picks where Currents eats because everyone trusts his Yelp interpretation.
Oh, is he the Yelp guy?
Super Yelp. He's like after loading's done, he's like,
hey,
right, 500, 600, 5,600 reviews, 4.5 stars. They have like this chicken bacon waffle, and everyone's like, dude, let's go. And if anyone else wants to go anywhere, Ryan's like, yeah, you can go there. We're gonna go here.
I'm not going there.
It's like, what other seats to get? Like, it's not worth splitting up because it does look good.
Love that.
But I'm trying to remember because it's been so long since I've been on tour.
I know, dude.
Forget.
Time is seriously. I mean, the last tour you did was January.
You remember Jake's in Lubbock, Texas?
Yeah, Jake's.
They have that kitchen there.
I've never been to Jake's though.
Yeah, they have like a kitchen that's pretty good.
Really?
There's this Philly cheesesteak spot next to the venue Reverb in Reading, Pennsylvania. I was like,
wait. I never ate there before. I remember seeing it when I was at Reverb back in fucking, what was it, 2017, I think it was, on Devastation on the Nation tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, realistically, I'm sure I'm missing like 1,000 places.
Probably.
But Benny the Normal says I got Lou Malnati's in Chicago. I remember I got
deep dish
in Chicago. It was okay. I'll probably get something different next time, but I'm glad I got to try Chicago deep dish. I've heard a lot about it.
Deep dish is pretty fucking good. I don't know if I've been to that spot in Chicago. I forget, what's that like? There's like a chain in Chicago for deep dish, and it was actually pretty good. I just don't remember what it was called because it's been years.
It might be the one he said.
It could be that.
Maybe it's Uno.
Maybe it's Uno.
Ever hear of Uno? It's like this little hole.
Yeah, it's this little hole. It's like very small establishment.
Yeah.
They have them everywhere, or they had them everywhere.
Yeah. Who knows?
Giordano's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Isn't there like
I think that's
sandwich spot called Giordano's too?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Gino's East too. Oh, there. You know what? There's a Gino's East in Arlington, Texas. I've driven by it before. I've never been to it though.
I just try to get Thai food a lot
Thai food
because it feels like I'm being slightly better to my body.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
It's not completely true, but I'll get like those clear spring rolls that aren't fried, that are just stuffed with veggies and shrimp.
Yeah, isn't that like the rice?
Something like that. Yeah,
it's like I love those.
This probably isn't like super good for you, but I got like the shrimp pad thai,
Shrimp
and it has
pad
like
thai.
noodles, but it's shrimp. Shrimp is great for you.
Shrimp is great for you. I might
Better
actually
for you
put
than
it.
chicken. Such a pure protein.
Benny said I asked Chris to sign my vinyl records, and he had a big ass box of deep dish in his hands.
All right, no, I remember that, man. I remember signing your vinyl at Chicago completely. Then
That's fucking great.
that's so funny. Yeah, I think he came to a current show and he had like 2 or 3 Shadow Montana vinyl. I'm like,
Benny's
all
a
right,
big
I'm on
fan.
it, boss.
He loves Shadow. He loves Currents at the Subterranean.
Yeah,
Actually,
that was
never been.
horrible loading.
Was it? I've never been there before. It's like the
I
one spot I haven't been to in Chicago.
yeah,
One
that's
venue.
like my least. For us to pick like top 3 worst things about tour, like I love tour. People say, "Oh, tour looks hard." I'm like, no, we got our system down. We all have bunk beds.
Yeah.
We all get to eat.
But
go
the
to the
load-in
bathroom.
situation always meant, you know.
We have a very easy load-in. We just have like
True, you don't
4
got cabs,
cases
right?
on wheels. 4 cases on wheels that have like everything we need. Well, not 4, but like everything is on wheels. Like nothing's hard. But when there's a staircase and no elevator, it's like,
dude,
only happens once or twice a tour, and it's not a huge deal. But you need to get like 4 people on, because these cases can be like 3. I don't know if they're 300 pounds, 200, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Definitely heavy.
Yeah.
They're not light.
And it's really just one case. The case that's like all our amps in one, all the X-Specs and stuff in one is pretty heavy. But the drum case, it's got to be like 400 pounds, but that just stays at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, you never bring that thing in.
Guitar cases are like 30 pounds, but one person can carry that no problem.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, if I was to
steps,
pick
he said.
least favorite part, the 2 worst parts of tour off the top of my head are drives longer than 6 hours.
Yeah.
And the stairs.
Stairs.
But other than that, it's great. It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and stages that don't fit shit on it.
Yeah, like the tiniest.
I need space to do our thing.
Exactly.
So nothing against this venue. It's a classic venue, but that
well, they probably know this. It's not like
Holy Diver, I believe.
Holy Diver, yeah, and Sac.
They both have stairs and a very small stage to like not fit a lot of shit on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, you make it work, but it's like shit. I mean, it's same with like Chain Reaction, very small stage, but it's legendary venue again.
Yeah, and they don't have stairs. The load-in at Chain Reaction is like among the easiest.
It's extremely easy.
But yeah, the stage loading onto the stage is not ideal.
No, it's a kind of a pain in the ass.
So that is why House of Blues are always my favorite.
Oh man, yeah.
You have room to do shit, and basically every venue on the Black Dahlia Murder Tour was. It's like I wish it was like
peasy.
All the time, like the 1,000, 2,000, whatever cap.
Oh yeah.
Everything is so streamlined.
I know, right?
And they had loaders on that tour too, so we didn't really have to load.
You didn't have to really,
a piece of shit if you don't help the loaders, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if that's true. I mean, they get paid to do it.
No, they do.
The exact moral and ethical. I just like
Masquerade's the same way. They got staff, like loaders, like people that help all the time for the most part.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen.
No, yeah, that's right. They do. I think every show they've had loaders.
Great venue.
Yeah, Masquerade is great. I hope that one doesn't shut down.
No, it's not. As far as I know, it's not.
The parking is a little
wacky
there, but it's fine. I love that venue.
Yeah, no, it's a great fucking spot. Did you ever play the old Masquerade?
No,
oh man,
I think my first.
You would have been scared of that load-in. You would have been legit scared of it.
I think it was like a few months after that one closed was my first tour, and our GPS had taken us to where the old one was, and we were like really confused.
Oh really?
And we made it. Yeah, we made it happen.
Did you play the Voltage Lounge in Philly? I'm sure you have.
I played that 3 times, I want to say. Yeah. I think we've headlined, Currents has headlined twice, and supported Within the Ruins once.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dom's Dom has thoughts on Voltage Lounge. Let's hear it.
Um,
It's a weird stage.
yeah, the stage is weird. It's a lot of
It is
stuff is
weird.
like hidden behind a big pillar, but I like that it has like that back room for gear. Um, yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but back room was cool.
Yeah.
Aaron's first time headlining there was rough. That was like before we were even signed.
Oh, really?
That was like a under 20 people, I want to say. It wasn't. It was. I think this was like in 2016.
Yeah.
So we didn't even
I
have
was
like our
there.
debut album out yet. We just had like our
Just had like
independent EP, 2 EPs out. And pretty much every show on that run was like it. But it was like the road to So What Festival
oh
and the South by Southwest
stuff. Yeah.
showcase.
Yep.
So
Yep.
those two were great. And we met Sean Keith there. He flew out to like see us and sign us and stuff.
Oh, that's rad. Love
I mean,
Sean.
I'm sure he was probably there to see like his other industry friends that were there too. But
Oh yeah. I mean, South by
was
Southwest is like a big old industry meetup. Even So What Fest, because it's like right around the same. So What Fest always happened at the same time, or like right after South by Southwest, or during it. So
yeah,
so it was always like a lot of industry people would go to South by Southwest and come up to Dallas for So What Fest.
yeah. JJ saw us at South by Southwest because we had just joined up with his booking agency at the time.
Mhm.
And then at the So What festivals when like everyone was there, like Scott Lee, our manager, was there. Mike
Mhm.
Milford, Scott's partner at the time, was there.
Yep.
Sean Keith was there. It was a big old party.
Yeah, I've been to like 5 So What Fest. I worked like 4 of them. Did like vendors and sponsors for them and shit.
Gotcha. Yeah, they were. It was a cool
good
show.
time.
We played like the middle stage. There was like 2 main stages,
And there's like a slight small one. Yeah.
yeah, and we are very fortunate. The 2 bands on like the big stages were like lighter bands. So
Mhm.
everyone that wanted to hear something heavy just
Heavy
came
went to
our stage.
yours.
And at the time, that was like the first. Like we got like 800 or 900 people watching us. It was pretty sweet
Damn.
for us at the time. That was like
Yeah,
incredible.
you had a good spot.
Yeah.
Definitely had a good spot there.
And it was like around noon. It was
Damn, that early?
it's like noon or 1, yeah, something like that.
Mostly a lot of people would show up pretty early.
Yeah.
There was like I think there was like 1 year where a lot more people showed up later, but for the most part, everyone tries to get there on time.
Yeah. It
And
just
get in.
definitely worked out well for us, considering small stage early in the day. It's like,
Mhm.
shit, we drove to Texas to do this, but then
Yeah, but it turned out.
yeah, like there were just 2 bands that didn't really compete
Mhm.
much with us, so everyone just kind of watched us, and it was great.
That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Well, dude, thank you so much for doing this today.
Yeah,
I've been,
anytime.
wanting to have you on do this. I've had a good amount of people ask about you as well. A lot of Shadow of Intent Currents fans. So I definitely, I've had Ben on here, obviously, and Bean, Bryce Butler, the boy,
Right, the bean.
the Bean. But dude, thank you so much for doing this. I'm looking forward to new Shadow of Intent, and also Currents when that time comes.
Yeah.
The new record's still fresh, and anything else you're working on, even the project with you and Ryan. I'm stoked to hear some new stuff from that. See what you guys got for us next.
Yeah.
Hell
Hopefully
yeah,
soon.
man. Yeah, right? That'd be sick. And to finally hang out, when tours start fucking happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know?
felt really bad. The day you came to see us in Despised Icon, I was like the sickest
I heard. Bean told me. Yeah.
I was like dead.
He's
and
like, Chris
right
is
after
like dying.
Yeah. I was like, I got a quick restaurant meal voucher thing and then went right to sleep.
Went right to fucking bed.
But yeah, I'm glad we finally got to do it.
Yeah, man. It's fucking awesome. This has been great. So let's go. Let's see. Who should we raid? You know what? Tom from Stray from the Past just started streaming again.
Great.
Do you know the Stray guys at all?
I've never played with them. But
No?
I know of. Certainly
They're
know
good people. Yeah, dude. They're fucking good. Tom is the dude. I mean, I've known Stray from like the beginning. I mean, I lived in New York. I grew up in New York, so I was been going to Stray shows from when they first started playing fucking shows before they were on Sumerian and everything. So let's go give Tom from Stray from the Path a raid. I think it'll be cool. If anyone has not checked out his channel before, it's always a good time. He's playing guitar right now and just chatting. That'd be cool. All right. Well, Chris, thank you so much for doing this with me today. This Thursday, I have Mark from Misery Index and Scour. And it's looking like after that, in a few hours after that episode, I'm going to have the guys from To the Grave on to give a whole album listening party. So if you guys know To the Grave, you should be here Thursday evening for that. I think we're doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern. But anyway, thank you again, Chris. We're going to go raid Tom from Stray from the Path.
Great.
All
Have
right.
fun, everybody.
We'll see you guys later.
Take care.
All right, there we go. Cool, man. Thank you so much for doing this today.
Yeah, man.